Hello everyone, Seiben here talking more Magic the Gathering nonsense. With the official release of Magic Origins just days away, it really got me thinking, what's the deal with this lore-heavy core set anyway? Well, Wizards of the Coast, forward-thinking as they tend to be, has laid out what they're trying to accomplish with this lore set. The Magic story team obviously loves the lore of the game. It's a fantastic world which has developed over a long time. That being said, until recently, I don't feel like a majority of the players even realized the card game had a story. At its heart, MTG will always be about the cards and the game itself, but there was a whole element that people were just missing out on, and that was the story. So basically, the team over at Wizards is really pushing to get the story out there. They want as many people as possible to know that the cards they're playing at Friday Night Magic isn't just a piece of cardboard. It's a piece of cardboard of a character which has hopes, dreams, motivations, and fears. Well, basically they just want players to know about the story, okay? The team named off 3 pillars of their new storytelling model, which is designed to make the lore of the game more meaningful to the average player. The first pillar is that the story should be accessible, which makes sense. No one cares about a story they can't even find. They hope to accomplish this by incorporating more key story moments in the actual artwork of cards. Remember the amazing artwork of Crux of Fate in Fate Reforged? Yeah, so it'll be like that. They want the average player to open a pack and be like, wow, I wonder what's going on in this card, it looks important. Just like Crux of Fate showed the dynamic fight between Ugin and Nicol Bolas, the story team wants cards in the future to display important story elements and not just individual figures. We can already see from the artwork in Magic Origins that they've succeeded in that regard, and if they continue that kind of work in the future, it's sure to get a lot of people's attention. Besides telling the story through the cards, the team also wants to increase the number of venues in which the lore is told through. The more venues the story is told through, the more likely people will be able to hear it. This goes along with the second pillar, the story should be aligned. Wizards wants their stories to be told through multiple different outlets, but needs all those outlets to share the same lore. In the past, there have been a number of confusing story mix-ups which have occurred, most of which just gave inaccurate information or were flat out wrong. This can of course cause a problem in the community. If you can't be confident in the accuracy of the source, even if it's from Wizards itself, why would you invest your time in the story? They want anyone who finds anything on the story of Magic to be able to relate that story to the whole of what's going on. Right now, one of the best places to get the lore of the game outside of the actual game products is from the Uncharted Realm articles. If you're not familiar, Uncharted Realms regularly posts new articles pertaining to the narrative story of Magic the Gathering. It's where I get a majority of my information, and the articles are just amazingly written. Anyone interested in the story should really check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. Of course, reading isn't for everyone. For those who don't like the text-based lore experience, you can always check out the gameplay from Magic Duel's Origins. This is of course Wizards' video game version of the card game, but it includes a lot of story elements. As you play the game, you'll slowly understand the stories involved, and you'll be having fun at the same time. There is another option for those seeking the story of Magic the Gathering, and that's your friendly YouTube channels. Now, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I basically founded this channel on the lore of Magic. I mean, it's in my name. But besides my channel, there are others out there who cover the game's storyline, like the Mana Source and the Magic Show. Although they don't do lore as often as my channel, we all bring the story to the community, which I believe is really helping to get the story out there. Wizards' last pillar is that the story should be relevant, and this has to do with the writing of the story itself. In the past, many have complained that the story of Magic had been poorly written. The world was amazing, but the characters were basically walking cliches or depthless shadows. They've worked hard recently in updating the backstories of some of our favorite planeswalkers, and in all, I really think they brought depth to the characters. Now, I'm not an expert writer in the least, so I can't really comment on this, but I do feel like this team of writers have the talent to make characters and stories we truly care about. All these pillars come together to hopefully make a world in which the story of Magic the Gathering is at the frontmost of people's minds. When a new expansion comes out, I want everyone to feel like it's a new episode of their favorite TV show. I want people to wonder about characters and their motivations. I want to love some and hate others. I also want the story to be dynamic, with my feelings towards characters evolving as the characters themselves do. In all, I really feel like the story is headed towards a good place, and since I started my channel on this kind of stuff, I'm obviously excited. Wizards wants more venues to tell their story through? Well, I'm right here, guys. Me and others in the MTG YouTube community are bringing it to the fans every day. I trust you guys to keep putting out amazing lore, just as you may see me as a means of getting it out there. I hope to keep covering Magic lore even up to the eventual Magic the Gathering movie trilogy. I know the goal is to get people aware of the story. That's what Magic Origins was all about, and I'm happy to be a part of it. And that's all I wanted to say on the changes to the storytelling in Magic the Gathering, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It really goes a long way in supporting future content. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.